Hi there, this is the StudyCast for December 5th, 2014. It's our daily rewind. Today is a very busy day. We've got a lot going on. We have our author visit, who is Brad Sneed, author and illustrator. We also have an assembly this afternoon. It seems like a lot going on. So the day has sort of turned into something really rushed. But in addition to that, we're going to just try to get in as much kind of end of the week wrap-up stuff as we can. And so that's kind of our goals today. We started the day off with some work online. We took our idiom work, our Don't Take It Literally activity, and we posted it to our blog, and we're explaining kind of what our idioms that we've chosen mean, as well as what kind of illustration can we do to make it a literal a definition. After that, we've talked about a project that we're going to do with with where the red fern grows. Specifically, and I've got a copy of it right here to kind of talk about it. Specifically, it's due December 16th, and there's a couple of different parts. You're going to pretend that you are the sound editor for a new movie that we're creating, and your job is to come up with a soundtrack. So you're supposed to find music by song and artist to explain, to help enhance the movie and to help explain some of the parts. So you have to find 5 songs for your soundtrack, and so there's 5 different blanks on this first page. You have to do the song and artist, and then you need to identify the mood or tone of the song. So if we're at an exciting part of the story, your mood or tone of the song should be something more upbeat, something to enhance kind of the story. If it's a sad part of the story, well, you don't want to play an upbeat song. Then the next column is you need to identify which event in the story this song kind of pairs with. So that if you were imagining watching the movie, when would this song be played? And then finally, you're going to need to say, why did you choose this song? How does this song really enhance what's going on in the story? So if I were to choose Jack Johnson's "We're Going to Be Friends," and it's kind of an upbeat song, I would choose to find that to play that at the point at which Billy gets his dogs, because he just kind of falls in love with them, and he's enjoying having these dogs that he's worked 2 years to get. So the rationale is that they're going to end up being best friends. And throughout the rest of the story, it kind of brings in this idea that they're friends. He relies on them, and they rely on him. So once you've found your 5 songs, the next part, and they do need to be school-appropriate songs, the next part is going to be to identify figurative language within the lyrics of those 5 songs. So you're going to need to get a printed copy of the lyrics, and you're actually going to annotate on top of them. You're going to write, this is an alliteration, this is a simile, this is a hyperbole, oh, here's some imagery. You need to identify through all of those lyrics, those 5 different sets of lyrics, what kind of figurative language is used within the music. Then you're gonna pull that, and you need to tell me about 12 different instances of alliteration or simile or metaphor or any of that. 12 different instances of figurative language, and you're going to do that on the next 2 pages. So you're going to say on this song by this artist with this line. The next column is you got to tell me the lyrics. These lyrics are an example of what type of figurative language. And then finally, you got to tell me why that's an example. So if you're going to say it's a simile, you got to say it's comparing 2 things, these 2 things, using the word like or using the word as. If it's a metaphor, you're saying it's comparison. If it's alliteration, you're going to say there's the repetition of this consonant sound. So you need to explain why. So you need to find 12 of the examples from your lyrics. Now here's the tricky part. You have to include at least 5 different types of figurative language. So we've studied something like 9. You need to include 5 different types. So if you found in one song of Let Her Go you need by passenger. You can't just do it. I mean, that's like full of alliteration. So maybe you need to choose something, another example of alliteration from another song. I would expect for 12 different examples, you're going to use 2 to 3 from each song. This project is due on December 16th, so we have more than a week to get this done. We will have some time in class to work on it too, but it'll take some work. So after we went over that, we did talk about a little bit of homework this weekend. This weekend, I'm giving the lyrics to Katy Perry's Firework, and for the group to kind of individually go through this. This way, if I'm asking you to do it for your project, I can see how you're doing and give you some feedback. We did brainstorm some songs in class that we could use. It doesn't have to be those. Okay. And then that kind of finishes that. We also read chapter 17 in the book, Where the Red Fern Grows. So that's something that'll need to get caught up. When we switched to science, we talked about how we diagram electric currents. And what we did is we found symbols that we used, and then we diagrammed the circuit that we did in class the other day. So a couple of things. We used a battery and a lamp, or a light, and those are the symbols we did. A couple of rules. Wires have to be straight lines, and if you turn, if you make the wire go from this way to this way, it has to be a 90-degree angle or a right angle. So you can't like kind of go off this direction and then back over here and then kind of up over here and over. Can't do any of that. It's got to be right angles. You also have to identify the current. So you need, and remember, in a current has to go, in a battery, it has to go out the positive, around your circuit, and back in the negative. So you just kind of draw dashed lines around to show you what's happening there. So busy day, lots going on in addition to kind of the special events for this Friday. Have a great weekend, and we've got 2 weeks left until winter break, so we've got a lot to get done. Thanks a lot. Bye.